As we start today's session of Deep Space 17, Lieutenant Commander Vogel travels with a would-be enemy for a chance to save her sister. As Commander Arif waits for his chariot to the heart of the Federation, Garibaldi prepares for his assault into the belly of the beast, and as for Dr. Mountain, makes an attempt to mount a rescue for someone who is journeying into the black. And we're going to start the session off on board the Sentry with Dr. Mountain and Commander Arif. Commander Arif, you have not yet transferred command over to Dr. Mountain, who had just beamed on board.
Ah, Doctor, good timing.
Of course. Commander?
Doctor, can I speak to you privately, please?
Of course.
And I'll lead him, into, away from, out of earshot of the rest of the bridge, and I'll say, Doctor, I've got a bit of a doozy for you.
A doozy.
I'm still annoyed with you, but we're gonna put that aside for the moment.
Okay, be that as it may, what can I do for you?
Doctor, while I know it's outside of your typical umbrella of duties, I'd like you to take command of the Sentry. There's a recording you can watch, but it seems that Sarah has perhaps gotten herself into trouble, Arif will say after kind of debating his words for a bit.
Okay. Is she not available? Is that what you mean?
She's not. I'm gonna need you to, well, quite frankly, track her down and bring her home.
Okay. Sure. I'll do my best.
Well, that's all that I can expect, and I do want to say, Doctor, that I've kept a pretty close eye on you for, well, at least the last year, and while I think this experience might be new and it might be a little nerve-wracking, uh, I fully believe that I can trust you to carry it out.
I appreciate your vote of confidence.
And I'd like very much for you not to make a fool out of me, so you have to come back.
Oh, sure. I'll do my best for that too. Can you give me more information before we head out?
I'll let Miss Lane brief you for the most part, but from what I understand and what the recording would suggest, well, it appears like a number of ships came out of warp, um, sent the Sentry a transmission, and, well, whoever these people were, they convinced Sarah to, um, briefly accompany them.
I see. Do you believe foul play was in order, or do you believe that she went on her own accord?
It's a fair question, Doctor. I don't know, and
Understood.
given everything else that's happened in the last day, um, I'm just not willing to risk it.
Understood. All right. Why are you not commanding it yourself?
Honestly, Doctor, because I have complete confidence in you to do it. So I don't have to.
Aha. Great. Just make sure my med bay stays in order. Oh wait, I don't have one anymore, do I? All right, let's get going then.
Permission to disembark, Captain.
Thank you, Arif, Commander. All right, status report. Helm, ops.
All
Display
systems normal.
Okay. Can you display the information that Arif left for me?
I'm pulling up now.
Thank you.
And on the bridge enters the JAG officer. Permission to come on board.
Permission granted. What's the pleasure?
You wouldn't mind if I tag along, would you?
For what purpose?
I'm hoping you look for Lieutenant Commander Vogel.
Well, that is my mission. Will you? How are you with shipboard systems?
A little rusty, but I can manage.
All right, go ahead and take one of the consoles. You'll be in a official capacity, or what was your original assignment?
JAG officer. He kind of looks like he's the one who prosecuted you.
Oh, I remember you. Sure. As long as you follow my commands, we'll be fine. Helm, let the station. We don't have a station. Things have changed too fast. Prepare to depart. Once I've gone over the information, do we have any information about the vessels that Commander Vogel departed in?
Give me reason con diff 2 to kind of get some insight onto those vessels.
Oh, sure.
It could be anyone on the bridge, any of the supporting characters.
Not it. Do we have a helm?
You said reason con?
Reason con difficulty 2, and I'll let the ship's computers con assist.
What's the diff?
Diff 2, it's an advantage creation.
Take a threat. Starship recognition as a focus?
Yep. Gain
Nice.
2 momentum. Gain
Nice.
4 momentum. Computer displays, Captain, that these vessels belong to, well, information is spotty, but they're labeled as the Dark Ones.
Dark ones.
Only a handful of vessels encounter them. The USS Argo, well over 100 years ago, the Tereskova was the next vessel to encounter them, roughly about 3.5 or 4 years ago. And then later the Tenchi.
Okay. Will you bring up all the information from those last 2 encounters, and perhaps maybe some historical information from the first vessel? See if we can figure out.
The only information I'll give this to you, because the administration is the information's very spotty. A lot of the encounters have been hostile, one with the Argo, and then later one with the Tereskova. The Tenchi was the only one that did not have a hostile encounter, and actually, you were kind of there. I recall.
I was on board.
This was well over a year ago, Doctor. Just so you know.
Yeah, that's fine.
So I don't expect you to remember it. A lot of the encounters have all been tied. The recent encounters have been tied with Vogel in some way or some form, according to the logs. And it involves her technically clone or sister. Depending on how you look at it.
Did we ever have a contact information, especially in the Tenchi situation?
There is no contact information regarding them. They seem to appear when they want to appear.
And none of the locations are close to each other necessarily?
Most of them are around the Tholian Empire, or near the Tholian Empire, within 40 light years or so. It's speculated that they're probably in a batch near the Tholian Empire, like in unclaimed territory near them.
Okay.
But to figure out where they went, this is going to be a recent con assisted by Sensors Con. Difficulty 4. To figure out which way the Dark One fleet went to.
Yikes. Use the momentum we got.
How much of it?
What was that?
How much momentum are you spending, Doctor?
My roll would be terrible.
That's not an answer to the question.
3, I guess, for 2 extra dice for whoever.
Oh, I thought you were rolling and you were spending momentum.
I was suggesting that whoever does the roll, I'm guessing somebody who has good con, could do it.
Hey, what's the roll for?
To track the fleet, their vessels are actually kind of the reason why the difficulty is high is because their vessels essentially their wake is very hard to track, which is why they've been going under the radar for so long.
Astronavigation for a focus?
Yeah, I'll take that.
All right. Take a threat to momentum. It's diff 4, right?
Yep. Sensors con.
I think I'll fish with my bold con. Dang.
Alright, I'm going to bring this over to the map. So currently, you guys are at where the station is formerly at. It would appear that they're heading on a straight line directly this way. Towards a very vast and large nebula.
How long a helm? Follow that direction. Maximum safe warp.
Aye, sir.
How long ago did Vogel leave? Did anybody witness this?
Hours ago, Doctor.
Hours ago. Thank you. Well, let's get there as fast as we can. Make sure you keep long-range sensors looking out for them. Make sure that I don't change direction. Engage. That feels kind of good, actually. And given their course and speed, what is the reasonable warp to overtake them?
That would be for momentum.
Okay, I'll take it.
Sir, they're traveling too fast to overtake them.
right.
However, we will reach the nebula in about 3 days.
All right. Well, let's take us as fast as we can go without blowing out the engines. Hopefully, we'll be able to catch up to them in time. Time for what? I'm not sure. Hopefully, we get a chance to talk to them. All right. I'll be in the ready room. Keep me updated of any changes. I'm gonna see if I can do some research and figure out what's going on. Can you have the footage from Vogel's conversation sent to the room, please? And thank you.
Yes, sir. And with that, we're gonna go to the surface of where the ambassador's at. Commander Reef, you beam down at the Coathian embassy, and you're greeted by the major.
Major?
Commander Arif, a pleasure to see you again.
Well, on my side, the pleasure is all here. Are you, by chance, gonna be the one taking me?
No, but if you'll follow me.
Oh, that's unfortunate. I'd be happy to. Major, between you and me, how large of an issue is this going to cause your people, bringing me where I asked to go?
She, as you were following her, deeper into the embassy, she kind of stops and turns to you, kind of tilts her head sideways and kind of turns to you. As long as you keep your mouth shut, everything will be okay. And she continues walking.
Not my most strong suit, but I can always fill my words with something else. Now I'm intrigued.
And as you come to essentially, she opens up a hidden panel and presses her hand against it, and then types in a quick phrase on the keypad, and then a set of doors open, revealing a essentially turbo lift. After you.
Impressive. Yeah, I'm gonna walk through the lift because, as I said, I am intrigued.
You step inside the turbo lift in the major, and she goes sub level 12. As the turbo lift engages, um, within a matter of seconds, the doors open, and you're greeted by the ambassador.
Ambassador L.
Commander Arif.
I am prepared to keep my mouth shut, Ambassador.
He just stops, looks at you for a second, and then looks at the major. That would be advised. Yes. This way.
Of course. Just out of pure hope, are you coming with me?
I think my presence in your homeworld would be ill-advised. I'm sorry, not your homeworld, the, heart of the Federation, Earth.
I get that. I understand. And I thank you. Ambassador, one thing you should know. While I certainly don't intend to make myself the stranger of your presence, or you, Major, because you, quite frankly, still owe me a lesson. In terms of an official capacity to speak for Starfleet, it might be a while before you see me again in that specific role. And I wanted to tell you that Felix, Admiral Keller, he's a good man.
He nods. Well, I look forward to meeting with whoever your replacement is.
Oh, that's fair. You, quite frankly, couldn't do poorly with really any of my staff on 17. Hopefully you get one of them.
Well, hopefully I do. As the three of you continue walking, you enter a room. As the door opens, and I want to say it's a large room, but you're kind of perplexed by it as you see a red carpet rolled from the entrance or from the doorway all the way up to what appears to be an arch.
Interesting, Ambassador. This is quite the room, though. I have to say, a carpet of this magnitude gives me momentary sorrow for reasons that would be embarrassing to explain.
Well, the carpet's not for you. It's a permanent fixture.
Interesting. Impressive. Now I understand why I'm supposed to keep my mouth shut. And, well, you've got my word.
He walks over and essentially to a small computer console near the arch. If you don't mind standing near the portal.
Absolutely. I'll say climbing or walking up. Hey, depending on how good your accuracy is, if you could maybe, I don't know, save me some travel time and throw me down in London, uh, 17 Stevenson Street,
Well,
specifically apartment 2F.
unfortunately, while we do have I have the destination inputted. I can't exactly. You'll get to Earth. I just can't tell you where you'll get to Earth at. Um, you see, in order for this gateway to work properly, it needs a receiver on the other end. Otherwise, in order for it to get to a proper destination, and unfortunately, there is none on Earth yet.
At that, he's just gonna get a raised eyebrow. And I'm gonna say it's not gonna deposit me 400 feet in the air or at the bottom of a lake, is it?
I assure you, you'll be on some sort of landmass. Hopefully.
Very well.
And he quickly puts in the cornice, and you start seeing mist haze film, and then like all of a sudden images appearing as the portal kind of looks like a giant projection of street level of different cities on Earth in rapid succession. I suggest you hurry. Your chariot awaits.
Very well. Quickly, I'll say before jumping in, if there's time, do you want to give me a receiver?
It's a one-way trip.
Well, in which case, until next time. And why not? I'll jump on through.
And with that, we're gonna cut to Vogel.
Oh, hold on. Someone's here. I'm going to be a few minutes.
In that case, we'll jump to Garibaldi as we change scenes. Garibaldi, you're sitting cozy and, well, the only one of the few shuttle or runabouts. I'm just using the runabout for this. Assume it's a shuttlecraft. Sitting in the Odyssey class Expeditions shuttle bay as you're waiting for the green light to depart.
In the documentation I had that I created last time, did I just give myself passes, or did I actually create an identity?
You created an identity to a degree, but it's mostly passes. At least to get into the door, and then through later levels, you have to switch to a different identity.
Then I will make sure I have a uniform and ranking Sydney appropriate to that identity.
Quick pip changes, really. That's all you need to do. And then, obviously, the other part. Is there anything you wish to take with you?
Not more than my. I got my paperwork. I probably got a Type 1 phaser hidden on me. Probably anything other than that would look a little suspicious. I want to make sure this shuttle's transponder matches that of a shuttle that belongs in Soul space. I mean, it wouldn't do me any good to get shot down on my way on the way to my own funeral.
Uh, give me control con difficulty 2 to have the appropriate, essentially, identification marker ready to transmit for the shuttle.
Okay, will you take infiltration as a focus?
Sure.
I will give you a threat for a third die. Oh.
Well, that's not
Oh.
good.
Wow. I guess I'll be spending my determination earlier, a lot earlier than I had planned. To re-roll a 2, probably on the value risk taken in pursuit. Oh, I'm not pursuing knowledge. On the few lines I will not cross to accomplish the mission.
Sure.
Roll 2.
This is the roll stand.
I have no way to do anything about it.
Do you wish to succeed at cost?
Yeah, I kind of need to get down there.
So, what is the name of your lovely shuttlecraft?
Oh, it's the Thames. All named after rivers, right? The Thames?
Gonna go with the Thames.
Sure.
While you're doing all of this, from Saturday's session, you're given the green light from the bridge of the expedition. Lieutenant Quinix, you're clear to depart, and good luck.
Thank you. I'll need it. You'll have good luck too. Go arrest the one you're supposed to arrest, and I'll do my best to arrest the one I'm supposed to arrest. And maybe we'll all get out of this with our skins.
Let's hope that's the case.
Smooth sailing, Captain.
To you as well.
And Garibaldi will depart.
And you depart, and you're actually pretty much nearly almost in orbit as the pilot the shuttlecraft after out of the extremely large ships, the extremely large vessel. As you head down to Earth, you get an incoming communication. Shuttlecraft Thames, please transmit identity code.
It's the Thames. Stand by. Garibaldi will transmit the code. He believes to be perfectly legitimate. You know what? I forgot to hit the button for focus. I think I actually got 2 successes on that roll. Too late now.
You did. The shuttlecraft Thames, you are clear to land at Santa Rosa. Proceed on course.
Charge of that Starfleet control. Thames out.
Fortunately, you're not landing in San Francisco, but close enough. But I'll be right back real quick.
Fill my cup real quick if Prax reappears. Did the Prax return?
Didn't even realize Prax was gone.
I'm back. Sorry about that.
No worries.
Hello.
Gave me a chance to sneak off to the kitchen and refill my drink.
All right. You land. Give me a quick control or daring con difficulty of 1 to land the shuttle.
I'll even be brave and roll it flat. But I might roll daring.
Get a momentum. Engines con.
Um, is there a...
Just roll a d20, and if it's low enough, you should get a success.
What?
That'll be a success. So yeah, gain 2. And yeah, you land the shuttlecraft. Of course, you're a little far away from Starfleet headquarters.
Define little.
You're the next city over, so I don't remember how far away. Don't know exactly how far away San Rosa is from San Francisco, but they're next to each other.
Where's the closest public transporter?
Give me insight or reason con, diff 1.
Same. Ooh, that's kind of a toughie, but I'm gonna spend a momentum just in case. Get it back.
Yeah, and you're able to locate a public transporter, and you're able to get beam over to the heart of San Francisco.
Fantastic.
And with that, we're gonna cut over to Vogel.
Yay.
Vogel, you awake in a soft, warm bed, and as you look around, you, this place feels familiar.
Ugh, where am I?
Oh, Sarah. As you hear the familiar face or familiar sound of Annika from her voice. Breakfast is ready. I got up early. Don't want to be late for duty shift. And you can see she's wearing a Starfleet uniform jacket with a pip similar to that of a crewman.
Wait a minute, this isn't right.
We're on the. You feeling okay? We're on the Tereskova.
That's impossible.
We've been on this vessel for 3 years.
What's going on here?
What do you mean? You're kind of scaring me. We've been serving. Well, you've been on this ship. You found me, and um, I'm become part of the crew. I mean, just like you, trying to become a Starfleet officer. Don't scare me like that, Lieutenant.
This can't be happening. This ship was destroyed.
What do you mean? The ship is quite all right. See, warm bed. See, look, the replicator works, and she replicates your favorite tea, and walks over and hands it to you. Are you sure you don't want to see the doctor? I mean,
This ship was destroyed. And you left.
I never left you. I wouldn't do that.
And I'll begin pacing the room. Okay, what is this? What is this? Time paradox? Alternate reality?
Insight Con difficulty 2.
Insight what?
Insight Con difficulty 2. Or command.
They're all the same. I'll use a momentum.
Just as you're pacing, it suddenly comes to you that you have a flashback of 2 women. One you know, Athaleia. I will throw their tokens on the screen. Um, they're, one and the same, but they're together with you on board the Dark One ship, and you realize you're already on the surface of the planet to where they're trying to free her of an entity that is currently possessing her. And they're currently assisting you in sort of a mind transfer link. Sarah, you're freaking me out. Are you okay?
Oh, sorry, Annika. I've just been under a lot of stress lately. Come, what did you make us for breakfast?
The usual.
Omelets?
Your favorites. Recipe number 5. And she takes a seat and starts digging in a little bit, or starts eating a little bit. So, interesting mission. We have a quasar to chart.
Yeah, I can't wait to get sensors on it. What do they have you doing?
I'm just monitoring the power readings up on the bridge. So, be my first bridge duty today. I'm excited. We get to share this in the same location for a change.
It will be nice being able to work with you.
Uh, Hopefully, Commander Foster doesn't get on my case again. She's a real stickler.
Just remember, Commander Foster is no nonsense. Just do your duty, show that you know what you're doing. She'll come around.
Insight command if one, or con.
Take a threat. Ooh, needed it.
You realize that whoever this Commander Foster is, she is not in, at least on the original part of the original Terrascova crew. At least the way you remember it.
I would figure they took liberties with some of the names. So I'm just going with it.
And she finishes eating and takes her plate over to the replicator to recycle it. Can I get that for you?
No, I'll get it.
Are you sure you're not feeling all right? I mean, we could make a quick stop to sick baby for our duty shift.
And I'll just smile at her. I'm fine. And I'll go over to the replicator, wherever the replicator is.
Somewhere in here.
Computer, Earl Grey tea, warm, in a travel cup.
And trying to find the sound effects, sorry.
Well, come on then. We don't want you to be late on your first bridge assignment.
Of course. And do the two of you head to the bridge?
Yep.
Yeah, and you, both of you walk to the turbo lift, and turbo lift hums as she's being somewhat quiet, as she's kind of like seems a little nervous.
Are you all right?
Just a little nervous. It's it's bridge duty.
You'll be fine.
I'm I feel like Captain Eller doesn't like me. He's well, always been a little standoff against me.
Captain Elder is very slow to trust. And you're still a relatively new and unproven crew member. You'll prove yourself.
She nods as turbo lift doors open, revealing the bridge. And the ensign walks up and to relieve of his post. You're 2 minutes late, Annika. I expect you to do better next time, says Commander Forrester. And as to you, Lieutenant Vogel, you'll never receive Lieutenant Commander or Commander of Starship if you are never on time.
I apologize, ma'am. Won't happen again.
See that to it that it doesn't. And Teague's kind of motions in. I missed the lizard guy. Don't care for this new first officer.
She's just trying to get the best out of us, I would imagine.
And Commander Forster types in, if your two ladies are done gossiping, Ensign Teaks, bring us in safe distance to the quasar. Yes, ma'am. Is there anything you wish to do?
Definitely scanning the quasar. And then finding a good spot for the ship to park for Khan.
Give me insight science difficulty of 1.
I'll use the momentum. Sensor ops focus.
Do you have astronomy or something along those lines?
Astrophysics or stellar cartography.
I'll take astrophysics.
Sweet. Oh, wow. Well, I have cautious.
Get it
Then
back. There's
whatever
no
the ship rolls. No ship?
there's no ship.
Okay.
You notice on the instrument panel as you are looking at the quasar data, it does not make any sense at all. Like, it's plausible, but it's almost like the quasar isn't there, but it's feeding that it's there. I mean, you're not reading all the gravitational anomalies and blah, blah, blah. Stuff that goes with, the quasar.
Huh. That's interesting, Commander. Clearly, the quasar is there, but sensors are having a hard time making sense of it. It's almost as if it's not there at all.
Continue doing your instantiques. Continue on course. Can I see you for a moment, Lieutenant Vogel? She motions and sort of jump the turbo lift over to the other side towards the conference room.
Yes, ma'am.
And as she kind of looks through the window, give me a daring security opposed.
Well, that can't be good. 1 momentum, 2 threat, probably.
Ooh.
Not my best stats.
Wow. I will spend a squash. As she goes to pinion, it's not really a good hold against the corridor. Who are you? You are not supposed to be here, and you can see her face start to fluctuate. Get out of her mind now.
I am not going to abandon my sister.
She is already mine. Just like the rest of you will be soon enough.
Perhaps it is you who should get out of her mind.
Never. She is under my control. She's happy here, and you are ruining everything. Now go. Flee
No.
this place now while you still can.
When she finishes talking, I'll just give out a defiant no.
And coming in on the other side of the conference room, you see Annika and the two of you kind of in a tussle. What's going on? Back to your post, crewman. Do you do anything, Vogel?
I'll be fine, Annika.
Commander, she's not feeling well. She just needs to go to sick bay. They'll make everything all better. Back to your post, crewman.
Annika, just go.
Presence command difficulty 2.
Take a threat. Persuasion?
Yeah.
I think I'll re-roll with the necklace thingy.
Okay. Gain the momentum. Okay. And she retreats, heads back to her post. And the supposed Commander Foster, as her gaze turns back towards you after she leaves the room.
So, Commander Foster, who exactly are you?
I think you already know who I am. You're the one that doesn't belong here. Annika is a part of me now. It's only a matter of time. You should go before your mind is corrupted as well if you value your own life.
And if you truly do know Annika, you know I will do everything in my power to protect her.
And just how you plan to do that.
If you were stopped once, you can be stopped again.
Give me an opposed. You'll be using actually control command for this. Or control security. And I will spend
Command is better.
And I will spend a threat.
And this is probably not persuasion, correct?
No, you're essentially your brain. You feel this intense pressure as someone's trying to drive you out. So your difficulty is 4.
Use the momentum to threat. And I think I got a hope. Damn.
Do you have a reroll?
I doubt it. I'm looking though. So most of mine were like science stuff. Yeah, I don't think I have anything here that would apply unless I use determination, but I don't think it's worth it.
I did give you. Didn't I give you something? A trait. be a trait, so it'd be on the other page.
I may not have written it down. So I was looking through Discord messages.
Oh, okay. The Zanu trait. Yeah. Good. Yeah, this is, you actually have an advantage against this. What she's about to do.
Oh, okay.
2,
Ouch.
4, 6, 8 stress. Uh, the intense portion doesn't even fire because there's no effects.
Ouch.
You have an advantage, so you can tell me however you wish to use that advantage for that.
She's trying to kick me out, right?
Yeah, she's trying to kick you out. So, really, is if you take an injury, it pretty much forces you out. Like, or yeah, if we take an injury on this, you pretty much are forced out.
Well, I have something to avoid an injury, so that's not an issue. For the advantage, can I make it difficult for her to do this in the future?
Well, I'm asking if you want to apply it to the roll now, but every time she does this, you can use the advantage for whatever.
Oh, okay. Maybe advantage that it helps with my resistance. The only thing I can think of is it makes it harder for her to succeed, or if she does succeed, I get some type of resistance to it.
I'll give you 2 automatic resistance, but then roll 2 challenge dice. Essentially, mind cover. So it does 5 stress.
Okay.
It is an injury. Do you wish to avoid?
So I do have Order of Heroism, so I can avoid 1 injury for free.
Okay. It's once per scene or once per session?
I packed my book already, I think. Unless it's over there. What page are metals on?
Permission.
Once permission. Okay. Yeah, I'll use it now.
Okay. Take 5 stress. And with that, we are changing scenes.
So I get it back?
Get what back?
The stress?
Technically, yes. It clears when there's a scene change. Funny how game mechanics work sometimes. And we're gonna come back to Commander Arif.
Figure out where I landed or walked it.
Number 4. What is number 4? Oh, lucky you. Um, as you step through the portal, you find yourself in the middle of the street. As people are walking by, kind of looking at you, kind of weirdly, as you just appeared out of nowhere.
Ah, greetings, friend. As you can see, I've lost my bearing a little bit. Could you tell me the street name, the town, the city, the state, or simply where we are?
As you're saying that though, but real quick, give me insight con difficulty 1 to figure out where you're at least mentally, as someone will obviously probably tell you here in a minute.
That I most certainly can do as I. Where's my sheet? Oh, I apologize. There we go. And I apologize. Do you say Insight Con or Insight Command?
Insight con diff 1.
Alrighty.
It's a diff
I don't
1.
think that's fair.
Um, you are just dazed completely from that, instant, like being from one location to the next sort of feeling. So everything's a little dizzy for you.
Oh, the light is so bright. Like I just had an eye appointment.
And yeah, suckly blue.
Ah, excellent. I can get a croissant. Oh, wonderful. Well met, friend. Well met indeed. You've answered my question with just the noblest of phrases. Hmm. I'll bet this will be strange for you. This might even be a story that you tell around the dinner table. I encourage it. Stories.
Tourist. And they roll their eyes at you as they can just go about their business.
Arif is gonna think to himself, "I very French." Um, and you know what? Just on a lark, I've got my communicator. I'm at Earth. Um, I'm gonna start traveling towards some sort of public transport system. But I'm gonna try to um, get a link with Garibaldi's communicator. It's a shot in the dark, but it's worth one.
One sec. As you tap your com badge to raise good old Garibaldi, you get nothing.
Hmm, that's fair. And to be expected. Um, well then, looks like I'm gonna head to London and make myself a cup of tea, or that's what I'm focused on right now, and composing. I'm gonna, as I go, I'm gonna keep trying Garibaldi, um, almost nonstop.
Uh, Give me a reason or insight con if one, because of your complication, to find your way to London.
Say, alrighty. Uh, I'm going this time around. I think I'm gonna spend a threat because if I forget where my lady's house is, I am going to get yelled at. Okay. I don't think I have a focus, so here goes nothing. Wouldn't have mattered anyways.
Well, you gain 2 momentum, and sure enough, you're able to get a transit to London and make your way. It takes you good, probably a couple hours to get there on foot, but using the transporter network, you're able to get to London and easily find a way to your lady's house.
Walking in, I'm gonna look at the surroundings and decorations and just kind of mutter to myself, I think it's still pretentious. Um, and yeah, I'm gonna sit down and I suppose, uh, well, while repeatedly trying to hail Garibaldi, I'm gonna start composing a message for him.
So yeah, you sit down, write a letter to Garibaldi. Anything else?
Um, no, yeah, I letter is pretty simple. It's not a huge one. It's mainly, hey GQ, if you happen to get this and time allows, and I really hope time will allow, a couple minutes of a conversation in Earth, London. Uh, I'd like, I know that you're on a mission and it's quite important. Well, I don't plan on being of any assistance until after the fact, but I would really like to talk to you. I miss our chats. Arif.
Okay. With that, we're gonna head back over to the Sentry. As we're now diverging in the timeline here, Doctor, it has been 3 days, and you have arrived at the edge of the nebula.
Helm, keep us in a slow orbit around the edge of the nebula for now. Can you deep scan in there and see if we can find any of their vessels?
Sir, with all due respect, this nebula is vast. It's at least 6 sectors.
Well, we have to start somewhere. Can you, does the course go directly in this path still?
It appears they went inside.
Yellow alert, slow and steady. Let's see what we got in here. Keep your scanners going. And see if you can keep that trail.
All right, to kind of follow the path, this will be an extended task. Insider reason plus con, assisted by centers plus con, difficulty 4, work 18, magnitude 4 with the resistance of 2.
Well, I can assist as the ship. Do we have the helm officer would be any good at this? I mean, what is my... Yeah, my con would be make it a 50-50. Somebody want to run the con officer, or I can find them? Who's the officer? Robert Smith.
Yeah, whoever wishes to use Robert Smith. So I think Vogel's busy at the moment. So
Roger, I'll do it. So
Smith.
go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
I think I actually created that guy. What would you say? Control con?
reason or insight con, and I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna increase the complication range to 2.
Not very nice of you.
Well, it's either that or I spin it when you're, fighting later on, maybe, or Vogel.
Astronavigation is a focus.
I will take that.
Is this computers con or sensors con?
Sensors con, because you're sort of following my essentially warp trail.
Difficulty 4.
Yeah.
Man, you're trying to kill me here.
Use all the stuff. No, they're trying to kill the doctor. Jeez.
Well, that's okay then.
Wow.
Sure. I'll spend both those momentum and a threat. Give this a shot. Oh, that's not a bad shot.
Well, you gain a momentum. 6 challenge dice, please.
Alrighty then. 6 in that box and hit enter. That wasn't as good as I would have hoped.
So that is 1 work.
I am going to. I'm going to spend the momentum I gained to reroll 3.
3 work.
And not having any momentum, I think I'm stuck like Chuck.
Well, to start.
As you enter the nebula, taking it actually relatively slow, you do find that it is sorry, dog is barking. Yes, so the warp trail is getting a little difficult with all of the ionized radiation, as it's taking a little bit more to try and stay on course. You can continue rolling against it. So, same roll, difficulty 4, comp 2.
I'm going to have to give you a 3 threat. And I'm going to use Bold Con to reroll that complication. The ship.
3 momentum gained. Roll 6
Okay.
challenge dice. That's 3 work.
All right, I'm going to spend 1 for piercing.
That is total 5 work with a breakthrough.
Then I'm going to stop spending there and take my breakthrough.
The difficulty is now reduced to 3, but I'm going to spend threat to keep the complication range at 2. As you're continuing maneuvering in the nebula, you notice that a bit of ionized radiation is sparking into electrical storms inside the nebula.
Well, that can't be good.
Looks like it's getting a little bumpy in here. Everybody be on their toes.
Smith will take another go at it. Still going to give you a 3 threat. Because why not? Still, so difficulty 3 comp 2. Wait, why? Oh. Hold on. Let me roll the other 3 dice now. And then we roll for the cop. So what do we got here? 2, 3. So it looks like I just barely got it.
Need the ship
Yep.
sensors on. Gain a momentum. Roll 6 challenge dice.
Do you want to bet I'm going to spend that one? I am going to.
2.
I'm going to spend 1 to reroll 3.
That's 5.
We'll stop my expenditure there and take my breakthrough.
So much threat. So for the next roll, I am keeping the complication range. I'm gonna raise the complication to 3 and keep the difficulty at 3.
Just trying to make this hard on poor Robert.
It's a nebula.
Poor Bob. Named after one of Salon's fake names. I'm going to give you 3 of that threat right back. Oh, I want to fish. El Stipo.
3 momentum gained. Roll 6 challenge dice. That's 4 work.
Isn't it? 4. All right, let's just gonna do the sure thing and spend 1 towards piercing.
All right, puts you at 19 total work done, and that is enough for. Essentially, you've completed the work track. As you're able to jump, relatively as it gets easier and easier to find, you realize you're getting extremely close. After probably about a day inside the nebula, you finally come up to a clearing. As the ship kind of hurtles, you get navigational warnings of a large black hole. On the view screen, you see essentially a black hole and then a little tiny dot. Kind of, in a way, but it looks like it's possibly orbiting the black hole, along with roughly about 4 ships at orbit.
All right. They probably didn't expect to see us here. Good flying, Ensign. Thank you.
Captain.
Scan for Lieutenant Vogel. See what ship she's on.
You would have to essentially get in orbit of the planet. Or at least get close to those ships to scan for her.
Well, they didn't really like us last time. Well, the last time was okay, I guess, but...
Do you wish to identify the vessels that are in orbit, or do you wish to...
Yeah, scan them and see if those are the vessels we're looking for.
We'll just do one roll here. Reason plus con, diff 2.
I feel like you're going to ask Bob to do that.
Bob Smith, go for it.
I'm scanning. I probably don't have a focus for that, unless it's starship recognition.
Would it be a science roll?
I'll take starship recognition. You're essentially identifying the...
Oh, okay.
All right. I'm going to spend. Actually, I guess since I got bold con, I better give you a threat. I don't have to, but I'm going to, and I'll probably regret it later. But here's the roll. I'm going to fish.
Love these sensors.
I guess I'll wait for. Can I wait for information before I tell you what I want to do with my float?
Yeah.
When you say the, are they the ones that appeared around the Sentry when Vogel disappeared? Since we're in a nebula, and this is kind of chaotic space, can I create an advantage with 2 momentum that there's enough debris and interference and other junk in the system that we could get close to these 4 vessels without being detected?
No, because the black hole is pretty much sucked in all the matter appropriated around it, so...
Can I just create an advantage that would lower the difficulty in maneuvering around that black hole? Like I've made the necessary adjustments or trims to the engines to handle the gravimetric anomalies around the black hole?
Sure.
Guess I'll spend the float and 1 more to do that. Captain, there are 4 ships in orbit of the planetoid near the black hole. One of them is a Calathian dreadnought, and then the others are the Darkworn vessels from the recording that you had us put on the monitor before we left where Deep Space 17 was.
Good finding, everybody. Now we just need to go find the commander.
I think she was at least at one point on one of those 3 ships.
Right. Can you get us close enough to scan for her life signs? Or do we have to be much closer?
I can try, Captain, but I can't guarantee they won't detect us.
Well, we're just retrieving an officer who's gone on a brief vacation, so let's play nice for now and hope for the best.
Hi, Captain. Ensign Smith will begin piloting the Sentry in that direction, trying to creep close enough to get into the narratively appropriate sensor range.
Okay. You creep closer to the planet and get a sensor range. This will be a. Are you scanning the planet or the ships?
The science officer looks back at the captain. That would not be Bob Smith, by the way.
Start with the start with the ships. Include the Coathian ship too, just in case.
Reason plus science or medicine difficulty of 2, assisted by the century sensors plus science.
Can I use imaging systems as a focus?
You're doing the scan?
Sure. Reason medicine.
Sure.
What was the diff again?
2.
So I'll take a momentum for a die. Oh dear.
Oh, Doc.
Well, I get one reroll.
Gain
Can
2.
I quash it? Can I quash it with the 2? The second one.
Can if you wish.
I shall. So it just works.
Okay. Sensors science.
Yeah.
As you scan the vessels, you do not detect Lieutenant Commander Vogel on the vessels. However, you detect no life signs on the Coathian ship, and only a handful on the Dark One vessels, or maybe like 2 or 3 on each ship.
Looks like they get a small party in there. Security officer, what would it take to, you think, to commandeer that Coathian vessel? Does it look familiar? Was it involved in any incidences near Starbase 17, perhaps? Maybe we need to.
Doctor, for a momentum, I'll give you some information.
Sure. I know it's probably Sarah's sister's ship. I'm trying to find an excuse to, commandeer it for Federation purposes.
It is the one that was essentially captured by, or well, taken by Sarah's sister. However, it's a big ship.
Yeah, we don't know how to run it.
And well, yeah, it's a scale 7, and your ship's a scale 3. So,
Which is why if we commandeer it, then at least we'll have a scale 7.
I mean, you probably don't have the crew to run it. So,
Wishful thinking. Anyway, we do have an advanced tractor beam. We might be able to pull it. Anyway, scanning the planetoid for Vogel, maybe an internal subterranean structure.
reason, diff 2, reasons, science, assisted by sensor science. There's a reason why I'm not giving medicine right now.
Roger. I will spend diff 2, you said?
Yes.
Momentum. And can I do imaging systems again?
At increased complication.
Sure. And reroll. Oh no,
Hi.
I don't. Sorry, science. Sorry, never mind.
Sensors, science from the ship.
Science from the ship. Ship got it.
3 momentum gained. On the surface, you detect probably a half dozen life signs on there. You do find multiple human life signs, and one Lieutenant Commander Sarah Vogel.
What is her status?
For a momentum.
Okay.
Stable, though there
Gotcha.
seems to be some sort of energy reading surrounding her currently.
Commander Rapido, would you care to accompany me to the surface?
Gladly.
And Nokan? Is he a security officer?
No, he's your science officer. That's your security officer, Lieutenant Lane.
Oh, myself, sorry. And Lane, come with me to the surface. Does it seem like a breathable atmosphere?
For momentum?
Yeah.
It's breathable, but it is pretty chilly. There's no sign of
Maybe-
vegetation, so whatever atmosphere is on it is probably what
Stark.
remains from its previous.
That's fair. Let's put on thermal wear and head down.
So, Rowan, Lane, and yourself, and who else?
Security officer.
That's Lane's the security officer.
Engineering person.
Didn't detect any technology on the surface.
He's surrounded by an energy field or something.
Right.
Or science officer. Science officer. And these are my remaining officers. Who has the higher rank, Nokan or Smith? Smith is an ensign. Corporal. This is your lucky day, Ensign Smith. You have the bridge.
Hi, Captain.
All right, and then we head to the transporter room.
All right. You're taking the ops officer with you?
Yeah.
Apologies. Dragging tokens real quick. All right, you beam down to the surface of the planet. When you beam down not too far from to the rest, you find Lieutenant Vogel kneeling down. Her eyes are closed. You see two women who look identical with their eyes closed and their palms raised towards her essentially head. One on either side as a slight glow of energy is enveloping Vogel. You see what appears to be Vogel's sister Annika, currently kind of, I would say in a way, pinned as two are sort of holding, like, kind of have their arms raised out and sort of enveloping her within an energy as an elderly gentleman wearing almost out of something from the classical era of almost like a Spartan battle uniform with a short sword in hand, sort of looking to Annika as he's shouting out, "Keep her in place. We must buy them time." As you beam, seeing all that as you beam in or beam down.
What do we have going on here? Stop what you're doing. And pull out a phaser, I guess. What are you doing to my officer?
Your officer came and he kind of turns. "Do not interfere, Starfleet. She came willingly and she is assisting us. Stand
Assisting
your
you in
ground."
Tell me what's going on here.
To
She's
keep
in danger.
someone from being free that will destroy us all, Doctor. If you value your own life and the life of the galaxy, you will let us continue on our duty.
I wish I could hear this from Vogel, though.
She
How
is
can I
preoccupied. She cannot hear you at this time.
He takes out puts his phaser away and takes out his medical tricorder and tests Vogel from a distance, anyway. See what her situation is. I mean, is her body being traumatized somehow, or something interfering with her normal patterns? I'm sure they're doing something, but does it seem to be harming her? I guess.
Reason medicine difficulty 2.
I'll spend a momentum. I don't think emergency or imaging would help here.
No.
And I'll reroll one of those.
Taking some quick tricorder scans from a distance, physically Vogel is fine, but her mental patterns are off the chart. It's almost like she is having a very vivid dream, along with other portions of her brain. Like her brainwave patterns are just beyond normal human capacity currently.
I will allow you to keep going, but I'm going to continue to monitor the situation. If she starts to become in any danger, I'm going to have you end this for her safety.
He just kind of grunts and continues to monitor the situation.
He shuffles his feet back and forth. I hope you know what you're doing, Sarah.
All right, we're gonna change scenes. Garibaldi,
See.
you arrive at Starfleet headquarters in San Francisco. What do you do?
How much time do I have before the swearing in thing?
Minutes.
Then I head in that direction, with a confident, I know I belong here and I know exactly where I'm going, stride and look on my face.
As you enter the building, you are immediately stopped by a Starfleet security officer. He goes, "Sir, you need to enter your ID."
Pull out the identity I've created and do the narratively appropriate thing with it.
Oh, apologies, Commander Ransom. You're clear.
Never apologize for having to do your job, son. And then Garibaldi would just confidently stride off.
And security guard looks a little puzzled. He's like, "It's a little young for a commander." He takes his post back. What's next?
Garibaldi's heading for the place of the ceremony. He said he only had minutes, so he's heading straight where he needs to go. Like I say, he's putting on that air of I belong here. Yeah, you act confident. That's how you infiltrate places. You act like you belong and move confidently. Stride with a purpose.
All right. You enter the turbolift, and it takes you up, essentially almost to the top floor. As you exit the turbolift, you're greeted by a yeoman as she approaches. Like, apologies, Commander. This area is off limits.
I'm sure it is off limits to people who are not supposed to be in the swearing ceremony for the new chief of staff. You keep up the good work, yeoman, and Commander Ransom will just move on like he belongs.
Sir, you're not on the list, and
he will just keep going. It's like, check your list again.
Doing so, kind of standing at the two are standing at the doorway. One starts approaching you, while the other starts to flank a little bit. Sir, you need to head back down. You're not cleared to be up here.
Yes, I am. Looking for rank insignia. Of course I am, Ensign. I'm a late minute add to the. The player is having issues, not the character. I'm a late minute add to the agenda. I'm sure you got the memo.
Sir, we did not receive such memo. All members who are accounted for are currently in that room now.
Are you sure?
I'm absolutely positive, sir. You need to step back in the turbo lift now, or I will be forced to detain you.
Well, I wouldn't want that. Then I wouldn't be able to get into the meeting on time. You four gentlemen are Starfleet security, yes?
Yes.
Who is your current supervisor? And where is your current supervisor?
If you wish to speak to my supervisor, he is on level 18, a few levels below us. Be more than happy to take him to you, sir.
That'd be a little slow, Ensign. Tell me, Ensign, do you Starfleet security officers still know how to think for themselves?
We do indeed, sir. And you're not on the list, which means you do not pass. I have strict orders.
I understand. Are you loyal to the chief of Starfleet, or are you loyal to Starfleet, the Federation?
I am loyal to Starfleet and the Federation. I am merely doing my duty, sir.
Very good. Garibaldi will pull out a copy of his information. Read that. I suggest you read quickly.
Sir, I do not have time to go through this documentation.
Young man, you are about to swear in. In that room behind you, they're about to swear in a traitor to the Federation. You sure you don't want to have a look at this documentation? You should look.
Give me presence command difficulty of 4.
I'm on the wrong character sheet. I'm like, why are those skills so low? Oh, that's Robert Smith. Robert Smith does not have those skills. Alright. I don't think I've ever had. I hate that I had to use my determination already. I don't think I have a callback for this level of BS. Actually, I'm being honest.
That's why you didn't have any of those before.
Uh-huh. GM? Yes, since Garibaldi is actually trying to do the right thing in the right way, can I challenge the value? There are a few lines I will not cross to accomplish the mission.
You're trying to do it the right way, huh?
Yes.
Sure.
Do you understand why I was laughing?
Yeah, I mean, I'll take it. But wait, no. Actually, wait. You are kind of.
To do that, Garibaldi will actually tell him who he is if that's what's necessary to challenge that value.
Let me see your sheet for a second before you challenge the value.
And unfortunately, I've already used my determination. I mean, I could probably, with a threat dump, I could probably get that.
I will give you a determination and a complication. The value I'm thinking of is the risk taken in pursuit of knowledge must be taken. And the only reason why I'm saying this is you're not really sure if these guys are on your side or not by giving them this information. And you are taking a risk at the unknown knowledge that is before you.
I'll take that. I'll take that as a negative. So presence command.
Yes, Div 4.
I'm going to spend a moment. I'm going to spend that one momentum on did the reading because that'll give me one more. That'll give me a focus and a one more. It'll make me from a 14 to a 15.
Okay.
Garibaldi once read a book on being commanding, and actually, he read like Command and Supervision for Dummies or something like that at one point. He's calling back on those skills. Oh no, I got it. He read 7 Habits for Highly Effective People. All right, and then I'm gonna regret this later. I'm gonna give you the 5 threat so I can roll 4 dice.
Okay.
There are no rolls, so that's gonna have to stand.
7 successes, so 3 momentum gained. All right, sir.
Perhaps you gentlemen should accompany me.
I need to verify this. And he's going to go walk off to verify, some information. Given, I'm assuming you gave him your real identity and everything else.
Yeah, you give him his real identity, and not the only copy of the evidence that he's carrying.
Question is, the complication is it's going to take him time to verify this information, and she may be sworn in at any second now. What do you do?
Garibaldi looks at the other 3 and say, time is short. Perhaps either let me pass while your sergeant verifies my information, or one of you go in and find an excuse to delay the ceremony.
I'll group those up a little bit more. Why not? I'll throw them in there.
It will be far more difficult to rectify the situation after she is sworn in. It may be too late at that point. At least tell them there's a security concern and the need to put a hold on the ceremony until it's cleared up. That is, Garibaldi smiles at the 3 security officers. It is an honest answer.
The one opens the door and, excuse me, Admirals, we have a situation. And you kind of see her, right arm raised and her hand on a pad, And Bullock kind of walks over and is like, we're in the middle of the swearing in the new head of Starfleet. Ensign, you better have a good reason for this interruption. He just stumbles.
He absolutely has a good reason, Admiral.
And you are Commander?
I apologize. Garibaldi will take the appropriate numbers of appropriate pips off his collar. I'm Lieutenant Garibaldi Quinix of Starfleet Intelligence. And you're about to swear a traitor to Starfleet in as Chief of Security, Chief of Starfleet. I can prove it. Beyond a reasonable doubt, beyond a shadow of a doubt.
Bullock, have security escort that man out of here, and let's get this over with. As she states.
And your security One of your security personnel, Admiral, has already gone to verify my identity. I've got all the information. Garibaldi holds up another copy of the information. I've got everything you need here to prove my allegations. If I'm lying, you can send me to New Zealand right now. Oh, look at all that threat.
Yo, Div 4, Comp 2, Presence Command. Just to
Please.
get him to read the information.
All right.
Because he's like, I'm an admiral. Do I have to listen to a lieutenant?
Yeah, I
Pivot
understand.
point?
Persuasion is a focus.
Yes.
And I'm going to gamble and give you a 3 momentum and 3 threats. So I get 5 dice, and hope I don't roll a whammy.
How much threat did I get?
You got 3, and I spent 3, so I get 1 back, right?
Yes. He takes the pad, reads it. You 3, take her into custody so a proper investigation can be performed. Lieutenant,
Garibaldi,
I need to know where you got this information from.
I can give you I can show you all my information sources, and Admiral Keeson can verify my involvement in all of this, sir.
Just looks at you, raises an eyebrow, and she kind of looks as the security moves in and is like, this is outrageous. Clearly those documents are forgeries. Admiral Bullock. I'm sorry, Admiral McCarthy. You'll have to wait this out until everything is cleared. This is preposterous. I'll have your head, Lieutenant. As she gets escorted off the level.
Thank you, Admiral Bullock.
Don't thank me yet, Lieutenant. Ensign, escort this man to certain accommodations until we are finished with our internal investigation. He nods. Sir, if you would accompany me.
Certainly.
And he goes like, I verified his credentials. He checks out his Lieutenant Garibaldi Quiddix from Deep Space 17. Little late, son. A little late for that. And I'm assuming he followed the other security officer to.
Yeah. Garibaldi will comply. He has played his cards.
You're escorted to some comfortable area within Starfleet headquarters, mainly kind of like a visitor's room, so to speak. And around this time, you get a message from Arif.
Garibaldi will tap his comm badge and it's not being blocked, and attempt to reach Commander Arif. Who apparently has a mouthful of croissant and cannot answer.
Do we have one, Commander Arif?
God, I'm sorry, my microphone was muted. GQ, thank you. Are you in trouble?
Uncertain. I think I'm okay. I'm currently being detained in fairly nice guest quarters. But I think I accomplished what I set out to accomplish. How's everyone back? I heard about Deep Space 17.
We got more people than we lost, GQ.
That's good. I'm sorry I couldn't have been there to help, but what's happening here had to be stopped.
Well, quite frankly, I'm glad you weren't there. I'd been one more person to worry about, and I honestly didn't need that right then. And, well, quite frankly, I've been watching you for quite some time. As I hope you know, and I think you're more than capable of being able to carry out um, those type of decisions yourself. You're where you need to be.
Appreciate that, Arif. Hopefully, if this works out and Captain Prax is successful, we should right the ship again, at least until it tilts again. Would you stop yelling at me? There is not a patient in the room.
Well, I'll be honest with you, GQ, that's a young man's game.
Apparently, I am a young man. Some security officer thought I was way too young to be a commander.
Well, that's silly. You're way too young to be an admiral or a commodore, but I could easily see you as a captain, especially with all the gray you've started to get.
Don't have any gray? Do I?
I'm the one. Oh, I guess we're not looking at each other. No, you don't.
Could be worse. I could have a bald spot. That'd be worse.
That is certainly fair. I'm just lucky to have been blessed with great hair myself.
So what are you doing on Earth, Arif?
Well, I'll be honest. I was gonna come fight the good fight with you, but then I decided that one of us had to make sure that they stayed out of it so they could rescue the other. And, well, I didn't think there was any talking you out of it.
That would have been that's an accurate assessment, Arif. This had to be done. I'm just sorry. I spent a lot of time chasing Admiral Kaysen when he was one of the good guys. Worst spy in Starfleet. I think I need a new job.
I think you do too. In fact, I hesitate to push you one way or the other, but I'll be honest, I think that I do believe that you would do better outside of the system.
That's possible. I kind of got my eye on a young lady. Maybe it's time to settle down.
Isn't that wonderful? I myself am thinking just the same. I just have to convince her to retire.
Headed back that direction, are you?
I am.
You know what are you gonna do? Open a bar on a medical vessel?
Keep telling you, GQ, you don't want to open a bar. the profit isn't good enough to account for the smell.
I can't disagree with you there. I to be honest, I like some of the things I've done with Starfleet's intelligence, but I'll make you a very good spy. I thought maybe I'd just help people for a living.
Good. Then you can come with me and do that. For
Well,
some time.
we'll see. We'll see how things go. The woman I've got in mind would more than make up for my deficiencies in the spy game. Just don't tell Dr. Mountain.
Your secret's safe with me. And as I said, one way or another, you're getting out of this. Just don't get yourself killed.
Well, as things stand, that looks unlikely. They've taken they've taken the individual in question into custody. The Prax is successful. It'll be all right.
Of course it'll be alright. You never actually needed anyone's counsel but your own.
And if it all goes sideways, well, what better way to go than for king and country? Right, Commander?
No,
What?
not at all. That's a terrible reason to go.
Maybe you Elorians live too long. Have a difficult time drawing connections with lines on a map.
Maybe it just enables us to look at the bigger picture. GQ. I mean, once again, I hate to bring it down to a numbers game, but the fact is, you spending time in prison or dead helps no one.
Depends on the cause there, boss. I don't plan on dying anytime soon. Between you and me, if you think New Zealand can hold me, that ain't happening. Um, but
Suppose so.
it's important for us shorter-lived species to be a part of something larger than ourselves. And if I gotta be, and if I have, and I have that particular psychological need, that's what I learned in my grad classes. I'd rather be a part of the Federation than the Romulan Star Empire, or
That's-
whatever these people belong to that hopefully we just took down.
I suppose I understand that drive and feel that same drive. However, where yours seems focused on events, mine seems a little bit more focused on friendships and relationships. The ones I've built with you, Mountain, Sarah. Those are all bigger than just me. Look at all we've been able to accomplish together.
We have been able to accomplish a lot, boss, but I think beyond our immediate circle of friends and acquaintances. If we fail here, the consequences for millions could be catastrophic. We can't afford to fail.
I fully agree with you.
And if
That's why
sacrifice is called for to succeed, then sacrifices will be made. But I can't ask others to make those sacrifices if I'm not willing to make them myself.
I don't want you to make that sacrifice, period, GQ.
Don't want to do it.
There's always another way.
Nobody wants to be the guy. Well, I guess there are some people, but I don't want to be the guy. But if I'm in the right place at the right time, and I have a responsibility.
That's true, but there's a lot of places and there's a lot of times, and a lot of them are right.
Right now, I think I'm in the right place. And hopefully, Hammer Bullock will come back soon and tell me I'm not under arrest.
That certainly would be preferable. I would prefer that. That would make my next couple weeks easier.
Oh,
Hey, can I listen in? I promise not to say anything.
be quiet. Garibaldi will open the door. And then he'll stand at attention for an admiral. Admiral?
At ease, Lieutenant. While we'll still conduct an internal investigation on all the matters, it appears that some of your story is corroborated by Admiral Nea and several other high-ranking officials within Starfleet, along with, I guess, your recent capture of a woman by the name of Dr. Iris Satari.
Yes, sir. Have you heard from Captain Prax?
Yes, apparently she just conducted a raid at... He just kind of sighs for a moment. At the Federation Council building. Of course, council members just recently took in custody the supposed future president of the Federation for murder, treason, and a whole list of other crimes. I assume Uzura Nooni is also in league with, well, Admiral McCarthy.
Yes, Admiral, but I believe it's the other way around. That Admiral McCarthy is in league with Uzio.
So he is the mastermind behind all of this.
Yes, sir. Admiral Kian knows the full picture, sir. Or Admiral Keeson knows the full picture, sir.
I'll speak with Admiral Keeson from his return from the Klingon Empire. Though he did send I just received not that long ago a nice intel package. Apparently all of you play things close to the vest.
Considering the players, sir, do you blame us?
Do not. Though I'll have to admit, from my former adjunct, I'm rather impressed. You're free to go, Lieutenant. We'll be in touch.
Thank you, Admiral. I think we saved the Federation today.
Just another Tuesday, Lieutenant, and he leaves the room.
Garibaldi will start heading in the direction of the nearest public transporter. So where are you, Arif?
London, 17 Stevenson Street, apartment 6F.
I'll be there shortly.
Excellent.
I figure I should get out of San Francisco in case somebody changes their mind.
We'll be having tea.
Don't they make beer in London?
If they're... Oh, wait, this isn't my place. Yeah, there's probably beer in the fridge.
Yeah, Garibaldi will head to a public transporter and head to London.
Ah, welcome, GQ. Let me show you around this place that isn't mine.
By the way, Arif, you remember the young lady I was with, my partner, and some of that, the last one I introduced you to?
Ah, tell me there's some sparks there and make me a happy man.
Well, I already told you that. Um, you didn't have to see her after Deep Space 17 exploded, did you? Last I know, she was staying at the Calathian Embassy.
Um, well, fudge. I didn't, but I'll be honest with you. I wasn't looking for her specifically. It was a mess of people, and the doc knocked me out for a good 12. So, um, but I didn't.
Hey, how did you get here so quickly? I mean, I got here on a ship with a quantum slipstream drive.
GQ, well, I think in the future you'll have that information. I did give my word not to not to reveal it, and I intend to keep that promise. But I think you're smart enough that your best guess is probably correct.
Okay. You got a way back into that old system?
Not as quickly, but hey, there's nothing really for me in this planet. I'm happy to take the trip with you.
Let's see if it's even necessary. You got a subspace transceiver in here?
Yeah,
Whose
it's
place is it anyway? If you said it wasn't yours.
Captain Morgana's. So please feel free to screw up any of the carpets you decide to.
Well, you go roll in a rug, and I'm going to see if I can get in touch with somebody.
Absolutely, it's right now. The console's hidden behind that ugly tapestry.
Very good. And then Garibaldi assumes that he knows the comm frequency for Faye's ship and will contact her. But I see Vogel is back, and I imagine you want to change scenes.
Technically, I'm not changing scenes. I'm just wrapping up the end of last scene and part of this scene together. So, but yeah, while you're doing that, we're gonna go back over to Vogel. Vogel, after you just had your, well, still in your confrontation with the entity, what do you wish to do?
I guess the big question is, what is it doing?
Um, well, it tried just to force you out, and that's pretty much its goal. But, um, should probably send you some contents.
So I think I'll probably just attempt to get out of the room.
Okay. Currently, you're not really like pinned, but you're in kind of almost like a scuffle territory. So if you try to leave the room, it's going to be a posed task, daring security, as she's going to try to like restrain you. And with this, I'm also going to bring in another mechanic, sort of a consequence tractor. So every time you do a task, I'll roll a number of stress. If you get all 4 stress, essentially setbacks, as the entity is getting more furious, it will eventually just force the link that you currently have to essentially kick you out.
Yay. But yeah, I think first thing I'm gonna do is try to get out of the room.
All right, daring security opposed.
Use the momentum. 2 threat, why not?
I'll mash the spend. Oops. You succeed. So either you can deal some sort of damage here, or you can attempt to kind of just shove her out of the way.
I think forcefully shove her out of the way and then try to get out.
Okay. Yeah, you get out of the way and throw her to the side.
Computer seal conference room?
Oops. Unable to comply.
Okay, then I'm running this way.
Okay. You run that way.
And so my idea is to run into the bridge, grab Annika, and then get off the bridge.
Okay. You run over towards Annika. She is pretty much chasing behind you as she kind of comes out to this end. You stand near Annika. What are you doing?
Annika, follow me. We got to get out of here.
What do you mean? What's going on?
She's not who she seems. Come on, we got to go.
What do you mean she's not who she says what she means? And you hear in the back, Lieutenant Vogel. Security. Stop
But I'm just
it.
going to grab Annika by the hand and head toward a turbo lift.
Fitness plus either con or security, diff 2.
Take a threat.
And yeah, you literally drag Annika into the turbo lift. What? This doesn't make any sense, Sarah.
Listen, Annika. She is not a commander. She is... I don't even know what she is, but she is trying to drive a wedge between us.
I don't understand what's going on. I mean, this is... And you see that the turbo lift starts to shake violently. And Annika kind of braces like, Sarah, and you just see the lights start pulling really fastly as the turbolift begins to accelerate rapidly.
Computer, emergency stop.
And you see Annika get deeply worried.
Annika, I believe that all of this is happening within your mind. Whoever that being is trying to control you. She is trying to free herself from her prison.
I don't understand. This is real. We just celebrated your birthday not that long ago.
Listen, this may seem real, but all of this is happening within your mind.
I don't believe you. Give me presence command. Opposed.
Did I gain any momentum from that opposed row earlier?
1.
All right, I'm going to use that one. Presence command, you say?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's a tie.
Succeed at cost?
I'm rolling like crap on the setback.
So am I.
Sure. Increase complication range.
Okay.
When dealing with her. No. You're saying this is not real? I'm being controlled?
Yes, by whoever that is.
And she just kneels down and just starts screaming very loudly.
And I'm just going to grab Annika by the shoulders and stand her up. And in a forceful voice, be like, Annika, no. You need to be strong right now. Only you can control this. You need to have an unbreakable will.
As you find yourself no longer in the turbolift, but a vast void of darkness. Give me presence command. Complication range 2. Opposed.
Okay. Take a threat, I guess. Oh, I should ask if persuasion applies here, but I don't think it would have mattered.
Wouldn't have mattered here. Gain a momentum. As she tries to regain some consciousness, and you see in the distance a crystal sort of glowing behind her. I can't. It's too strong. This isn't real. No, I'm back on the Tereskova.
Annika, don't worry. I am here with you. Draw strength from me. We can beat this.
and the crystal in the back behind her begins to glow red. No, I can't. It's too strong. I don't have the ability to stop her. And appearing from out of the void in the dark mist. You're happier with me, Annika. Come with me. I will show you true happiness for all eternity, for all my children.
Annika, don't listen to her. She is pure malevolence. You have to feel that. She will destroy us. She will destroy everything.
Oppose.
We need to fight.
Oppose presence command.
Persuasion?
Yes.
Use the momentum.
I'll spend a threat. Because you're not opposing Annika anymore, you're opposing the other entity.
Uh-oh.
It is currently a tie.
Succeed at cost?
Complications, I'm going to add a little bit more to the tracker. Ooh.
Speaking of tracker, I can't see it now.
Yeah, no, I'm putting it back on board. That is currently 5. So that brings it to a total of 9. That is actually a setback. All your tasks inside here increased by complication range by 1.
Boo. Annika, listen to me. This is your mind. This is your personal space. You have the power here, not her. Only you can decide who gets to be here or not. If it is your desire, you could force everybody out of here.
Don't pay attention to her, Annika. She merely wants to return you to the violent ways of your past. She's out to destroy you, destroy us all. I offer you peace, tranquility. Opposed, President's command.
Can I determination with the value never forget where you came from, as I would not leave what I would consider family behind?
Sure.
And then I think, I was rolling presence con. Good thing it's the same thing. Take 2 threat. I'm probably going to regret this.
the roll stand?
I have no way to reroll.
You could challenge a value if you want. It will go to the entity.
How about I challenge? See, I don't even know what I could challenge. I've never challenged before.
So you challenge the value. If you challenge a value, I don't know if you have like a
I don't think anything applies to challenge here is the thing.
no. So if you go back to your values, you can challenge. There is one value you can challenge, which is nothing is more important than the mission. Obviously, there is a mission here for you. Granted, part of it is wrapped with Annika. The other part is to essentially save the galaxy, so to speak. You could technically challenge that value, and that would be more of a the new value would be like nothing more important than Annika, as you don't care what happens to. You care more about what happens to her than the fate of the galaxy at this point.
Okay, I'll accept it.
Okay. And I'm assuming you're going to spend that determination that you gained on never forget where you came from?
Yep. And I think I get to reroll 2 then.
Yep.
And hope.
It's a
Oh,
tie.
now.
Succeed at cost again?
I'm gonna have to. Yeah, Doc, that's actually what I was more thinking. Nothing more important than family.
Well, for the complication, I was going to negate the resistance on the setback, but it's only one. Yeah, as Annika breaks sort of like, as you can kind of see her like getting more like, Annika, listen to me. That is not your sister. Your sister would never want you to live and squander. I will set things back the way they ought to be. You must repel this evil entity from your mind. I cannot do it alone. As she states.
So, with tears starting to run down my face, I'm gonna turn to Annika, and I'm just gonna say, Annika, please remember. And I'm just gonna give her a giant hug.
Presence command opposed. I'll give you a free 20.
I get a free one?
Yeah, for the hug.
All right, take 2 threat. Ah!
I don't remember because you didn't write down what mission this came from, but back in August you had tried to persuade a person using never forget where you came from. You could use that to gain a point of determination.
Sure.
Do you wish to spend a determination to reroll 3?
Yep. Yeah, I never wrote down the mission names. 3, you say? Oh yeah.
Gain 1.
and they're natural 20s too.
You gained a momentum. There's a complication though.
That has to stand.
First, resolve the setback, negating resistance. So that is 5. So that is another setback. Complication rate increases once more to total of comp 3. And you start to see the other person's like, no, Annika, don't do this, and she just fades away in a mist. I'm sorry, Sarah.
You have nothing to be sorry for.
I don't know, and she collapses as your vision fades away. Apologies, I am moving tokens around again. Vogel, as you kind of your eyes open and you got a slight headache as you see Athawaya and her lovely sister from the Dark Ones stop for a second as Annika kind of collapses to the floor, unconscious. The dusty floor, and you see all this doctor as because you're obviously there, and coming out of Annika's body, a ghostly apparition. As she speaks, "You'll never stop me. I will be free once more." And
can I scan the entity? I have the thing out already.
Reason science, difficulty 2.
Assist from the sentry? No, I'm just kidding.
No.
I don't think I have a focus. I'll take that. Take a threat, actually. I can't do a reroll anyway.
Comp 2. You get some readings on the entity. It appears to be an energy-based life form that has sort of interphasic properties to it.
Seems some sort of interphasic entity. Is that what was inside your sister?
Foul beast, says the general. And he holds up his hand. It pushes as a vortex opens up. As he starts concentrating, as she starts screaming, "No!" As she sort of latches out her arms in a bid to strike at the general. Oh, why not?
Can Can I try to drag her away from the entity? Move
Doctor,
over
we're in
there.
combat.
Okay. Let me know if I can do that. As my action.
Ooh, that's a
Wow.
nasty
Ouch.
roll.
Think someone's dead.
Well, I'm still here,
That's
so
10. Oh, poor general. Ilkos. He definitely, you can see him go down onto one knee as he kind of stands, and you can see with sounds like he just pushes as the twins kind of to come up to reinforce him as they push the entity in the vortex as it gets sucked in. And the vortex, whatever, closes. Good riddance, that one.
I'll go over to Annika now and scan her.
Reason medicine, difficulty 1.
I'll take the momentum just in case.
Gain 4. Biological reasons why she is almost identical to Lieutenant Commander Vogel. She appears to be unconscious, though her mental, sort of her brainwave, are diminished, almost near coma-like levels.
Is there a way I can stabilize her?
You would have to get her to the ship to do that. There's no, unless you spend a momentum for neural coupler. Or is it a medical device? But it's a momentum spend.
I mean, it's only one momentum, so. I'll do that.
You quickly look through your medical bag as you pull it out and
I thought I put one of those in there.
place it on her. And her mental pathways stabilize, but it could take a while before she comes to.
This will stabilize her, but I'll have to get her to the ship and she'll need to recover. Sarah, can you explain what's happening? He says now that his patient is not injured right now.
I don't know exactly what that was, Doctor. All I know is Q sealed it in that black hole.
Thank you, Q.
That entity is called a star. A foul entity. Sealed away hundreds of thousands of years ago, the destruction of the Khan Empire. That was merely just a part of her. She was attempting to free the rest of herself. If she had her way, we would not be standing here now, Doctor.
Well, I'm glad Sarah was able to help. Lieutenant Commander, would you like to accompany us back to the Sentry? I was sent by Arif to come pick you up.
And I'm going to kind of stare, not realizing that I'm back to a Lieutenant Commander.
Did I say something amiss?
Huh? Oh,
Yeah.
and I'll kind of touch the piss on my collar. Oh, sorry, doctor. I did not realize you were talking to me.
Yes. Lieutenant Commander Sarah Vogel. You've earned those pips for sure. Perhaps it would be best to file a complete report on the incident while we head back.
Right. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of questions.
Do you have anything more to discuss? I've never met a Q entity before. Nice to meet you.
I'm not
I've
a
heard
Q.
Well,
I am Anu Zek. Do not compare me to those foul things.
I apologize for the misunderstanding.
We're done here. And he just kind of thinks for a moment and kind of vanishes in a sort of energy stream.
What an odd fellow.
We'll take Annika into our care now.
Sarah?
You can come with us if you want.
I would want to make sure she's all right.
Well, I'm just gonna ask, who will be awakening? Will it be that, I know it's not the entity anymore, but will she, be, I guess megalomaniac would be the term I would call her from what I saw?
I suppose that is what I'm going to find out.
We have there are great medical facilities available for your sister. Perhaps we could treat her there.
I will leave this up to Vogel whether or not you wish to take Annika with you on board the Sentry, or you're allowing her to go with the Dark Ones again.
So I'll turn to them and I'll say, thank you for helping me retrieve my sister. But I think at this point, I think what she needs is family.
We understand, but we're her family too, Sarah. She's our daughter.
When we both have recovered from this, we will visit. And then she will get to choose where she goes. Without undue influence.
Very well. And they just kind of nod and disappear in an energy stream.
All right, Doctor. Let's go home.
Roger that. We might have to do it in 2 goes, but we'll get her done. Sentry, we have 6 to beam over. Stand inappropriate arrangements.
Understood. Stand by. And as assuming the doctor and patient get beamed out first,
Yeah, I'll bring the patient directly.
as you are the last to stand on the rock, Vogel, foolish human. Well, it could have gone worse. I hope you got what you wanted.
I don't know. I think it went pretty well. You could have better warned me for what you locked away there.
Something that nearly cost the destruction of this galaxy and an empire. At least you were tempted. You got lucky this time.
Let me ask you something, Q. What were you going to do to ensure that that thing never escaped your prison?
The same as your. What do they call themselves? The Anuzak did. Except. Well. A little bit more panache. Until next time, Lieutenant Commander. And with that, you are beamed away. As we move into the final scene, it is a bit of free roleplay on whatever you guys wish to do before we close out today's session.
Perhaps the doctor could send a message to Arif on the way back to
Absolutely.
wherever.
I think that by that time, hopefully, me and GQ would have found and caught a ride back to that kind of area of space, but certainly not there for a little bit. But the doctor, how'd the mission go?
Just so you know, it's probably been like 3 weeks, Doctor, before you got into subspace range. And just so you know, you were kind of in a state of time dilation because you were near a black hole. So time moved faster.
Outside of the.
Yeah. So, yeah.
How long has it been for us?
Oh, no, 3 weeks for you. A couple
day
days
for
for
us.
them, really.
Yep.
Oh, so we're probably getting pretty close to that area of space.
But
Hopefully.
I will let you hail Commander Arif, and then I'm going to probably jump over to Garibaldi because he was trying to make contact with someone.
Sure. Commander.
Doctor,
It's been
or should I
eventful
say
couple
Captain?
days.
Say again?
It's been an eventful couple days.
Couple weeks if you ask me, but talk to me. Don't leave me in suspense any longer.
Successfully retrieved Sarah from her mission, and her sister is safe. She's recovering from her ordeal.
That's right, Captain.
Uh,
That
should I guess we were near the black hole, so our time chronometers. Helm, ops, will you synchronize our chronometer to Starbase or Starfleet markers? I guess.
Already
Anyway,
good, sir.
you
well, thanks.
you've been gone for quite a bit, Doc. I'm sorry, Captain. Gonna have to get used to that.
Well, until I bring the ship back. Um, I was glad I was able to help you and complete this mission, but it's not really my taste, I will say.
The
Uh,
mission itself, or being a captain?
uh, well, the mission was fine. I don't know. I've been rethinking some things. Anyway, how did your end go? I heard you have a mission yourself. How did it go?
Oh, not me. I simply waited for GQ to do all the hard work, but he managed to make it, get it, and well, as far as I know, he got the bad guys. He is probably gonna be one of the largest heroes that Starfleet's never gonna know about, at large at least.
Well, good for him. Good for him. Um, you're still upset with me? Uh,
Not so much. Well, I guess it's been longer for me than it has been for you, so I
well,
got over it.
I'll take that as a win. Uh, I guess I'm a little behind on our go go sessions, so I'll try to catch
Yeah,
up on some of the moves.
actually, speaking of that, as I said, it's been a little bit longer for me, and I was thinking of you on Earth, so uh, quite frankly, I picked up something. I know that the server crashed with the station, so I found these really, really cool uh, things at a souvenir shop for tourists. It's basically what we were using, but they're quantum linked.
Interesting. Well, I'll rendezvous with you wherever you may be.
Excellent. Now, they
Uh, where did
say,
they, where did they want the sentry again? There's no place to park at DS-17.
well, you know what? I'm currently headed for the, I'm currently headed for the Nightingale. Why don't I get to her and I'll meet you at the planet. There might not be a 17, but the people are still there.
Fair enough. I'll rendezvous with you there. It'll be good to catch up.
Of course, it's been a while. Oh, a side note, the little trinkets that I picked up, they both say happy honeymoon on them, but I'm sure we can ignore that.
That's fine. Novelty shops. You don't know where you're going to get the stuff from. Guess it didn't last for whoever it was for originally.
Oh, let's not.
But we don't have
Let's
to go there.
yeah, let's focus on the silver lining, which is
They
our
were.
game should not get interrupted again.
Yes.
And
Maybe true.
and perhaps even when I'm being a putz, I will make sure that they don't get interrupted again.
Or if I'm being a putz, apparently that's something I've done recently.
Huh.
Or weeks ago, I guess. Weeks ago. Yes, I'll go with that.
What goes around comes around, Captain. Sometimes we're all in the hot seat.
That's true. All right. Well, the crew of the Sentry did great, and we'll rendezvous soon.
Give my best to your crew.
I will. I'll send Sarah's regards to you, I'm sure. Or your regards to Sarah. Or both. Both.
I'm sure both are appropriate.
All right. Sentry out.
And Arif will just kind of cut the communication on his side.
Going back a little bit, probably about, shortly after before you depart Earth, you have a certain call to make.
Yeah, Garibaldi is going to use the subspace transceiver in that place that he found Arif and attempt to use the comm channel he has for a phase ship. Yes, at 17 Stevenson Street, apartment 6F.
Garibaldi.
Relieved to see you. You weren't on D Space 17 when it was attacked, were you?
Luckily, no. Though I'm a little disappointed you didn't take me with you.
I had to leave pretty quick. But I'd like a chance to make it up to you. I'm not very good at this sort of thing. You've known me long enough to know that I'm not very good at this sort of thing. But are you still out near the Clathan embassy?
Yes. Still trying to figure out what to do next. Given it feels like it's over, but I don't know, it just hasn't sunk in yet, I guess.
Well, I think that adventure is over. The bad guys are headed to prison. Federation is saved. Arif is okay. Yeah, of course, that guy always bounces that back. I didn't get arrested. Again. But I think I can hitch a ride back in that direction with Captain Prax. Look, we spent a bit of time together. I'd kind of like that to continue. If I head back out that way, would you want to have dinner? Maybe discuss what to do next? I'm about to turn in my paperwork at Starfleet before I leave Seoul.
Oh, well, I would say I know a really good noodle shop, but it doesn't exist anymore. Sure, I would love to have dinner.
That makes me happy. Yeah, so, Yerba just looks insanely nervous. He says, yeah, I gotta go by Starfleet HQ and submit my separation papers. And then, like I said, Captain Prax owes me a favor. I'm gonna get her to give me a lift back out that way. I see you in 3 or 4 days.
See you in 3 or 4 days.
Fantastic. It's a date. And then Garibaldi's going to cut the communication before he can shove his foot in his mouth.
Anything else?
Nope, he's going to go do what he told Faye he was going to do. He's going to turn in his papers and call in a favor with Captain Prax to get a ride back out to where DS-17 used to be.
Yeah, I gotta talk to my GM about that. Not sure what's happening to the ship.
Well, either that or if he gets another ride out that way. I'm sure there are plenty of ships headed in that direction.
Probably, maybe one's not as fast. Arif, anything you wish to do before I cut over to Vogel?
No. Wait pleasantly for, well, I suppose the next chapter.
Alright, I'm gonna cut over to Cern's sickbay. Vogel, as you are sort of, staying by your sister's side, see Roland kind of walk in.
My sister's still unconscious.
Yeah, she's still unconscious. How's she doing?
No change yet. Kind of surprised to see you out here.
Yeah, me too. I don't know what came over me. You got whisked away by some aliens, and well, I just don't think I just don't think I could. Why'd you do that? Well, I understand why you did that, but there's some of us who do care about you, Sarah.
I know. But this is my sister.
You could have asked.
Asked what?
For our my help. I mean our help.
I just felt this was something I had to do.
No, I get that. What I'm trying to say, Sarah, is I like you. I like you a lot, and I can't get my mind off you. Just promise me don't do that again. If this continues, whatever this is.
Roland, how long have you known me?
A little over a month. I mean, I did try to put you on New Zealand, but I mean that's neither here nor there. I think we're over that, right? We're over that, right?
Listen, Roland. In the month that you've known me, you know that I tend to sometimes act irrationally. Or at least what some people might call irrationally. I have learned from many good captains and commanding officers over the years that you have to do everything you can for members of your crew. And I don't make any apologies for that. Remember when we were at that restaurant and the entire restaurant was in danger? And without hesitation, I jumped in to try to ensure the safety of everyone there.
I mean, I was, well, also nearly dying, and you did see to my safety.
But that's me now, Roland. If I see people in danger, if I see people in trouble, I don't hesitate to act anymore. If I was an ensign, a young lieutenant, maybe I do. But I'm a commander now. And up until recently, I was in charge of an entire space station.
So what are you
More
saying?
importantly than all of that, I'm a scientist. My place is out amongst the stars, Roland.
So, no room for a relationship? No room for a family?
I didn't say that, Roland. You just have to understand who I am. What my goals are.
Maybe it's who you are that I'm so infatuated with.
Is that all it is?
I go to sleep at night and I see you in my dreams and I cannot get you off my mind. While we were following the trail of your friends, I couldn't imagine a day without you. I hope you feel the same about me. But this is probably too much for you right now.
I haven't really had time to work out what my feelings are for you. Let's take things slow, okay?
Sure. So, tell me about your sister.
Well, it all started with the crystal. We could probably fade
Oh,
there. That's a long story.
I planted on it as you go off and tell a tale of how you first started with your sister. We will end today's session.